Pittsburgh Steelers over under win total is 7.5. The under juice to 125.
Woo, begging you.
Of course, they brought in Mitchell Trubisky and drafted Kenny Pickett. I didn't do a very good job of breaking down the offseason additions and losses for the various teams, but you kind of know what they are.
We did that all offseason.
Yeah. Yeah. Change the quarterback position. Ben Roethlisberger out. Juju Smith-Schuster gone too. But by and large, it's basically the quarterback spot that is the big changeover they have on their schedule. The Bengals and whoo, buddy. Man, they need to win early, huh?
Can they?
I don't know. I don't know if they're going to be any good. I don't think they're going to be any good. All right. They open at the Bengals versus the Pats, at the Browns versus the Jets. I think I would probably go 2-2 there.
Yeah, I think they can go 2-2.
Yeah. I mean, especially if Watson's suspended, they're probably, favored to go 2-2. At Buffalo is probably a loss, although they almost won. Or they did win there last year in week 1, didn't they?
Yeah.
They beat the Bills in week 1.
By touchdown.
Buccaneers,
but then they lost their next 3.
Correct,
because they started 1-3.
Just had to point that out for Wilson, huh? Versus the Bucks. I think you lose both of those at the Dolphins and at the Eagles. Woof, man, this looks a lot like the Browns schedule.
That's because they're very similar.
What's their so 2-2, 1-3 in those next 4?
It's tough because you look at the Patriots game. Who do you think has a more talented defense?
Probably
the Steelers.
Probably Steelers, yeah.
And then, would you rather have Mitchell Trubisky or Mac Jones?
Mac Jones.
Yeah, see, I think they're pretty even.
No, Mac Jones by a wide margin, I believe.
See, I don't think that's a gimme though. It's in Pittsburgh. I don't know. It's hard to predict the Steelers schedule. Here's all I'm going to say about the Steelers schedule, and we can go.
I'm going to have them starting best case is 4-4.
This is going to sound crazy, but all you need if you're the Steelers, this team went to the playoffs last year, 9-7-1, is for either Kenny Pickett or Mitchell Trubisky to play better than Ben Roethlisberger did last season. And Ben Roethlisberger was like a sloth doing an impression of a sloth trying to move around in the pocket. There was, Ben Roethlisberger's obviously away. If you've ever, whatever that movie is where the moves really slow. That's why I stopped talking.
Have you ever seen the Saturday Night Live skit, Sloths?
I don't think I have.
Oh, maybe man, watch it. It's so good.
I'll Google it after this.
Some kids sent in a funny little video about sloths. We're going to play it now. It's like, sloths! It's like a rock video about sloths. Don't listen to it in front of your daughter.
Okay, so it's not for kids.
It's not for kids, no.
Unlike the one I was talking about was from Zootopia, and there's a sloth that works at the DMV.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And he goes as slow as you would expect a sloth working at the DMV.
Yeah. That would have been a better line.
Which you can listen to in front of your kids.
That's right. All right, so let's give them 4-4 as a very generous starting point.
Yes.
I think 3-5 is more likely.
Well, who do you think the starting quarterback's going to be? I think it's going to be Trubisky.
I think it's going to be Pickett.
Ooh.
Dude, Kenny Pickett's like 28 years old. You can't start wait a year.
Yeah, but you just signed Trubisky to a 2-year deal.
Yeah, Trubisky's getting Trubisky'd. Saints at home, out of the bye. Bengals at home, at Colts, at Falcons. I don't think it's outrageous to suggest they could go 3-1 there, but 2-2 probably more likely.
Out of the bye?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2-2.
So 6-6, and then they finish versus Baltimore, at Carolina, versus the Raiders, at Baltimore, versus Cleveland.
6-6. So let's say they split with Baltimore.
Yep.
7-7.
Yep.
Probably beat the Panthers.
Carolina. Yep.
8-7.
And then Raiders and Browns at home. Like 9 and wow, is that a 10? Is that a path to 10-7? I don't think that's like
and was over under 7.5.
If they get 10 wins.
I have the Steelers at 9-8. I feel like I'm comfortable with it. Like I think they're gonna hit over.
Yeah. I don't mind the over. If Kenny Pickett or Trubisky are an upgrade, and like Mike Tomlin, I know just doesn't go below 500. I didn't think.
And that's the thing.
I didn't think I was going to like that. 7 is too short for this team.
It's much too short. It's for like you just said, Tomlin's never had a losing record. And that's what I was saying with Roethlisberger looking so slow last year is that, yes, over the course of his career, Ben Roethlisberger is a much, much better quarterback, Hall of Famer than Kenny Pickett and Mitchell Trubisky. But if we're just talking about comparing those two guys to the
2020 was a disaster last year.
Yes, the 2021 version of Ben Roethlisberger, they might be an upgrade. And if they're an upgrade over a team that went 9-7-1 with Ben Roethlisberger, why can't they get the 9 wins again?
I think you're right. I think I'm on board this idea that we like the Steelers over. Didn't think I'd get there either.
I just wanted us to be nice to the Steelers because Wilson's not here. He's never going to know.
Yeah, I thought we'd be like, oh, the Steelers under is a freebie, and then you sort of actually start
going through the schedule.
Yeah, you start going through the schedule, and you're like, oh, you know what? I do kind of like the over if they can start 4-4 though. At 3-5, they can still get there because you just really need 4 wins on the back end.
And like we were saying with the Bengals, they play the NFC South, and that feels like a division where every AFC North team can go 3-1, with the Buccaneers kind of being that wild card game, and then they play the AFC East, which it feels like it's more of a toss up because who knows what the Dolphins, Patriots will look like. But every AFC North team, it feels like, could go 3-1 there.
Yeah, it does feel like if you're in the AFC North, you're getting at least minimum 2 wins out of the NFC South, excuse me, and more than likely 3 wins. Like you're getting the Panthers if you're in the AFC North and you don't beat both the Panthers and the Falcons, then you're probably finishing last in the division.
Right.